You know, I was as surprised as anyone to find out that Twitch has like a writing and reading tag. It's an interesting thing I didn't think. I just didn't think that it would have, to be honest. I should probably edit the tags a little bit, because we're not video gaming right now. Yeah, hold on. Let's see. Is D&D just a tag? D&D is indeed just a tag. Great. Let's just add that. Alright. Oh, this is gonna be weird writing with the microphone this close to me. I'll try not to scream into it too much. I make no promises. Alright. Just go to the... Oh, we are on the live screen. There we go. Alright. So, the thing in my world building that I've been working on for a while now is the Pantheon. Because I recently had a game. I run a... in a local youth community group, it's basically a big, what's the word for it? It's like a big club, basically. We're a big social club where we play board games and D&D and also Warhammer, tabletop wargaming, D&D, Magic the Gathering, all kinds of cool, nerdy stuff, basically. And recently, while I was DMing for some young people that were trying to get into D&D, and they were doing some... I don't in particular remember the quest they were doing at the time. I think it was something about... they were searching an old abandoned fort that had been taken over by the undead, and then one of the astute young players asked, "Well, hey, what kind of holy symbols are there?" And then I just default brain went straight to just using what's his face? Lathander from the Forgotten Realms. And then another player, an older gentleman at the table, asked, well, does your world not have a pantheon? And I came to the realization that I didn't really have a homemade pantheon, because it wasn't something I thought about having in my own world that I've made. So I've just been sprinkling in gods from Forgotten Realms or other settings that I thought was cool. Or that the players wanted to use. I really want players to have as much freedom as possible. So I would usually just let my player pick whatever. If they were playing a cleric or a paladin, I would let them pick the god and like dictate. Because like the religion of a cleric or paladin is like a big part of your character. So not being fully in control of that, or at least having some say in it, to me feels like, as a player, you would want that creative freedom. I would, anyway, if I was the one playing. Of course, there's always compromise, and you can always talk it out, so it's not that bad. Anyway, the point of the story I'm trying to get to is that it made me want to make my own pantheon. Because I already got a whole bunch of locations. I made my own world map of the world, recently updated to include roads now. Really proud of that. Also got like a conversion, so you can see how much a mile is on the map, so you know how long it... if you have a ruler, you could use this to figure out how long or how much travel time there is, because that's something that's also bothered me quite a lot, is that there's not really a... I never really had a set travel time between places. I was just like, well, in my head, going from... Let's take an example. Going from Audale to Havenherd, that would take you, what, like a week, maybe 2 weeks. But now I have like actual roads, and you could measure how long it would take. And like if you were off-roading and you, it would take longer, obviously, unless you were like a trained outdoorsman, like a ranger, and you would use your abilities to guide a party through the terrain and whatnot. Yeah. So that's cool. Also got like a timeline where it has all the adventures that's taken place and a bunch of other cool stuff. And just a little like forward, just like what is the world? It's high fantasy, and there's a bunch of like just a little like preamble to like get you into what the world's all about. But yeah, currently working on getting a pantheon. I got a bunch of names and gods for things, and I don't even think I'm done. I might be. There might be like some part of like goddom that I hadn't thought about, so I have to add a new god. Like right now, as I'm thinking of it, it just strikes me that I don't have a god for animals, which I'm not sure if I should have, because like wouldn't that fall under a nature god? But then, yeah, you see how it gets like you want like the human mind really likes putting things in boxes. So if I can like make a god for everything, then I can stack this whole pantheon together real neatly. All right, but currently we're working on god. Oh, that is horrendous to look at. Can I make this? Is there a way to get this to be like dark mode? I'm not sure there is. No, that's just mode. That's not what we're looking for. It's weird, right? Because it's in dark mode out here. Yeah. It's kind of wild that there isn't something for Docs itself to be. Oh, here we are. Nope. Boy, howdy, that's lame. Why is it like that? That's gonna bother me now. Man. I don't know. It's like, I wouldn't want to look at this. Like, it's too bright for you guys. Like, for me, it's fine because, like, I am sitting a distance away from the screen and it's not... I don't know. To me, it just feels bright. But now that I'm looking at it through, like, the Twitch view, I don't think it's that bad. Nah, it's definitely not that bad. Alright. Maybe I just need to calm down. Alright, so we're making a god of creation. A god of... think like... Gond from Forgotten Realms. We're basically trying to make a god that's... people that create things pray to. But also in the sense that for some... what would you call it? For some races and some variations of the belief, he would probably also be thought of as like a creation god, because he created life. Whereas like the nature god is pretty established in the world to have created elves and humans. So they would know that, yeah, this god created us. But then other, maybe like more stocky, earthy races like the dwarves might, or orcs could possibly. Because, you know, if we go back to Tolkien and it's like orcs coming out of the earth and dwarves being carved in the mountains and the rock, it's It's just very on theme to have them being like made of a more creationist god. So let's say Goldbrand, the father of creation, brought onto the world races. Let's go back and look at my own writing just in real quick. Humans and elves, as she greeted. Spirits. Alright, so let's rephrase this a little bit, maybe. Well, because that's the thing, right? Because he's a god of creation, so he wouldn't have made earth and materials and metals. He wouldn't have made those. He's more so the spark, the ingenuity to craft things with metals. He's not necessarily a god of the stone and rock. I think, do I have a god for stones? I might. No. Do I have a god for... Yeah, I do! Orion, the god of stone. I do have a stone god. Alright, then that's him. He's the guy. Alright. Alright. Father of creation. Let's see here. Behind every bright. I gotta remember to do this. Idea. Newfangled bench. Gizmo. Gizmo's a good word. I can't decide if I want him to be careful or watchful. I think it's careful, because I've used watchful. I've used watchful a lot with gods recently, so I might want to expand my vocabulary. Alright, so yeah, basically just a brief overview that, yeah, he's the god that guides people in creation. That seems like a good explanation of what this god is doing. And usually I have a thing where it's, yes, this is what the god's worshippers are like. Just want to make sure I'm following my theme here. Let's just keep looking. Might be a little extra comma that didn't need to be there. Yeah, it was worshipped by people that wish. Yeah. It's basically like this is what his the teachings of the god is. So like I could, in a cursory glance, I could figure out what type of if I had to explain what a cleric of this god would be doing, or a follower. And also for some gods there's like also cultists, because like they fanatically believe in a concept like murder or death. You gotta have your death cults, you know. Gotta have your bad guys and your death cults. You gotta have that. So yeah. Let's just keep the theme going with these worshipped. Out. Yeah. Forgot a chi. Roll. Enters. Oh god, I spelled that horribly wrong. Let's try to get inventors. There we go. Tours. God damn it. Skilled craftsmen and skilled laborers. Well, no, not laborers, because they're just like lifting stuff. They're not necessarily creating things. Craftsmen, I think, is a good cutoff point. Precious. Wait, that's not how you spell precious. There we go. right, that's pretty good. That's a good solid start. Might revisit it later, but as like a cursory overview and an explanation of the god, I think it's good. Usually in this part of the process, I myself or my wife helps me find some placeholder art to like give a more like descriptive of what the god looks like or what how they would be portrayed in like murals or statues and the like. And my wife has also just found art she believes is good for that fits the theme, which is nice. It's nice to have people to cooperate when you cooperate in your role-playing games, because you really the great thing about role-playing games, and it doesn't have to specifically be D&D, is that it's a great way for you and your friends or people you love and enjoy spending time with to come together and create something, a story, or just having a good time together. Because it gets everybody involved, be it the people who are more on the creative side or the people who just wants to roll dice and play like a board game. They still have a great time with their friends. It's just like when you're children and you play pretend outside with some sticks or something, like peak childhood. Now we just do it around a table and have funny rocks with numbers on them. Alright. Got a little philosophical there, but you know what? That's also part of D&D. It's also part of roleplay. And it's fucking great. It's getting late. It's almost midnight. And, yeah. The stream has almost been going for 2 hours. You know what? I'll do today's Wordle. And then we'll hold off there, I think. I will not be paying for Wordle today. Alright. Maybe if we have time, I'll play Connections. Maybe. As a treat. Gotta start with Tars, because that's apparently the best word. And if you don't get a lot of words, you can, or letters, you can do Colin, I've heard. That's also pretty good. So there's an R and an E, and O is the second letter. Alright. Well, it's not roses, because there's no S in there. So we can rule that out. It could be rower. It is not rower. There's also only one R. Which is interesting. I was gonna say mower, but that's a bad guess, because now we're still only on yeah. We already know that W is not the moper. Ooh, we're close now. Mover? Hell yeah! Alright, great. Awesome. No, I do not want to create an account. Can I just... Where's the admired puzzle? There we go. Look at that. Mover. Alright, great. Yeah, let's try and do connections. I suck at connections though, but let's try it. I do not want a hint, but thank you. Thank you, New York Times. It's very nice of you. Nesquik. That's interesting. I mean, we got the fiddle, the flute, the piano. Those are all instruments. Soon? Nope, not even close. Nope. Oh, I thought it might have been like a thing with the O's, but no. Playing with something, messing with something, tinkering with something, and fiddling with something. That's yeah, there we go. Mess around with something. Yeah. All right, good. I'm sorry for yelling. Okay. Thermostat. Thermostat's confusing. I don't know why. Things you don't touch? No. As we can see, my deduction skills are not well suited for a game like Connections. I also just think if you don't grow up in an American society... Alright, where am I going with this? I just think if you... Because a lot of this is like wordplay. Or certain grammatical or things, or like pop cultural things that help form the connections, right? So if you're not American and you don't know these if you don't understand these groupings of things together, then it's harder. That's all I'm saying. Wordle is easy enough if you know English and you can understand how the game works. I'm still nowhere closer to figuring out what what I'm missing here. Are these all places? Maybe? No. Next time. It's always next time. Glassware. Yeah, I would have never gotten that. Music performance. Okay, hold on. Back to puzzle, please. Ending synonyms for ASAP. Oh, Nesquik, Thermostat, Belfast, Bassoon. Oh my god. You know, it's so obvious when you see it, too. I think this one is definitely the hardest one. Would have never gotten this. Or this. Stained flute, coupe glass. Oh, yeah, I mean, okay. I know a stein is like a... Is tumbler a sort of glassware? What's a glassware... Tumbler. What the hell's a tumbler in glassware? Oh, that's just a normal ass glass. Cool. Now I know what a tumbler is. That's nice. I thought it was like a website for pictures, but I guess I was wrong. All right. You know what? I think we can stop here safely for today. Thank you all for watching, everyone. Enjoy your weekend. For my European friends or people in the same time zone as me, sleep well because it is getting late, and have a great rest of your weekend. I know I will be enjoying myself and relaxing to the max. So, good night for now. It was a fun time.